following podcast contains references to the consumption of alcohol. If you are not of legal drinking age, please do not consume alcohol. Also, if you are of legal drinking age, please drink responsibly. Hello, and welcome to Rhetorical Magic Cocktail Hour. My name is Matthew, and my favorite fictional alien is Mac from Mac and Me.
And I'm Ryan, and my favorite alien is Alf from Alf. What is Mac and Me? Why do I not know that?
It's like the weird 80s knockoff of E.T., but with like a McDonald's sponsorship, vaguely. They did a
Does Mac kind
Mystery
of look
Science
like
Theater.
Gritty? Why do I think about...
Gritty? No? He looks like E.T. if E.T. was
Sponsored
more
by
human-shaped.
McDonald's?
Yeah. There's a Mystery Science Theater where they watch it.
Yeah.
It's a buck wild movie. But yeah. He resurrects a boy, Ryan.
Good for...
The boy dies in a fiery explosion and he resurrects it.
Spoilers!
Sorry.
Was Jennifer Aniston in that movie? And why is Paul Rudd popping up with Mac and Me? Was Paul Rudd in that?
Because he has like a goof on Conan whenever he shows a clip of Mac and Me instead of the movie he's promoting.
Okay. That's funny. Oh god, there's like a grown up version that's bad.
That's his parents. They die on Mars or something, and then they come back to find him and wreak havoc.
Why did you make me look at... Oh, God. It's like if
It's a
Gollum and E.T. had a baby and then I hated it.
yes. Perfect analogy. But anyway, we're not talking about Mac and Me today. And before we get into our topic, this is a show where we have a drink and we try to be succinct, and then we talk about Mac and Me for 15 minutes. That was my attempt at a segue, but then I started talking about Mac and Me again. So, what are you drinking today, Ryan?
I am finishing the drink I was... That's so weird because it comes out like 2 weeks later.
Time is an illusion.
We were recording a couple episodes together, and I'm finishing the drink I made before because I don't want to get too wild with it this evening. So, What are you drinking, Matthew?
I'm drinking a Sweet Sunrise, which is a tequila sunrise minus the tequila. So it's orange juice and grenadine.
That was actually the drink I was gonna make tonight because it references a solar system thing, but...
So we almost accidentally did the same drink.
Hey, look at us. We can pretend
Almost
that
on
I
the same
did.
page.
Who knows? Maybe I'll quit halfway through and be like, nah, I want a tequila sunrise. I'm just gonna go make that real quick. But
No, because this is the one time where we're not the same person. Because every other episode we've been the same person. As proven by all the quizzes we've ever taken. But yeah, so that's what we're sipping on. We're just kind of doing whatever's around because things are buck wild at the moment. Peace.
But by the time this airs, Ryan will have her second vaccine.
Ooh.
So she
That's
will be...
good.
Will have her second vaccine and be 2 weeks out. So Ryan will be fully vaccinated and safe for the general public. She will be maintaining social distancing practices and will probably wear a mask for the next year and a half. Or however long it takes for her to feel safe outside again.
Yeah, it's like, that's a generous time frame, but...
It is. It is.
But yeah. So Ryan will be able to get buck wild to her heart's content. around the time this comes out.
Hooray.
So yeah, today we're talking about aliens.
Aliens.
In a little special episode that we like to call Cryptids 2, it's aliens this time. If you haven't listened to our Cryptids episode, good on ya, don't. We were still figuring stuff out. Not that we've got it figured out at this point.
I was like, I don't feel like we've learned anything, but we try.
The audio quality has gotten somewhat better. But yeah, today we are talking about aliens. So we've each, in theory, prepared
Is that a jab
some
at
encounters. No, it's a jab at me. By prepared, I mean I looked up and read two sources.
me? Two sources per alien?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of them was Wikipedia for both, so.
Okay, yeah, then I guess I technically looked up two sources too.
But yeah, so we're each going to present an encounter, and we're going to analyze encounter, and then we're going to, just hang out and have a good time. This is a Matthew episode, so that means it's going to be real stream of consciousness, jazzy, like
freeform. We love it.
Freeform, yeah, freeform podcasting. So first off, Ryan, what are your thoughts on UFOs and aliens?
Okay, I'm gonna answer your question with a question. That's not really how that's gonna work. I'm just gonna ask you like a follow-up question. What are your thoughts on ancient aliens? And I do need to know them before I get into it.
I mean, I don't really feel strongly about ancient aliens. I think as a plot to a book, it's interesting, but I don't think it happened in real life.
Okay, good. So we're on it.
I believe in the human mind enough to say ancient Egyptians probably knew how to build a pyramid without aliens.
Okay, so good.
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength there. Do I believe aliens exist? Yes. Do I think that they've come to Earth? Probably not. Like, the jury's still out on that one. I feel like... I don't know. The jury's still out on that one. I hate Ancient Aliens. I used to like it, and now it just makes me angry when I think about it. Because all it does is take like these like pre-industrialization civilizations and just say like there's no way they could have thought of that. They're too stupid because they're not like typically like Caucasian Anglo-Saxon, like there's no way they could have figured out plumbing before when people in London 200 years later hadn't figured it out. Like, shut the fuck up. Yes, they could have. It's not that deep, friends. It's not. I absolutely hate that they try to be like, there's no way that these ancient civilizations could have done this when it, like, you can, like, see bits of the process and, like, the start of using tools. Like, they were just gifted to these civilizations. It's just, like, a very white, gentrifying way to look at history, and it's gross now. Like, I used to, like, humor and be like, oh, yeah, that's funny, like, what if? And now I'm like, no, like, it's just lazy writing.
Yeah, I used to watch Ancient Aliens because I thought Giorgio Tsoukalos was funny, but now it also just makes me sad. I will also agree with you that I do think it's probable that there's life on other planets. I don't think it's probable that they've come to Earth, because that seems like hitting a needle in a haystack.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I am with it. Like, statistically, it is impossible that the Earth, as we know it, is the only place where, like, sentient life exists. Mm-hmm. Do I think that there's sentient life that's more advanced and less advanced somewhere out in the universe? Statistically, yes. Like, there has to be. Like, there's no way that we could be the only ones. Do I think that there's, like, sentient life in this solar system aside from us? No, we're barely sentient, honestly. Like, humanity sucks. So, probably not. I think that we've done enough exploring of the solar system and gotten enough pictures to get the gist. But elsewhere, for sure, they exist. Like, I believe in it. Technically, they're not aliens, though, because they live on their home world.
Yeah. They're aliens in reference to Earth. Mm-hmm. They're beings from other worlds.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad that we're in consensus.
Yeah, I was afraid for a second that you were, like, secretly, like, very alien oriented.
A truther?
My general philosophy with, like, conspiracy theories and UFOs and cryptids and all of that is that, like, they're fun to think about. Are they necessarily real? No, probably not.
So what you're saying is your belief is Marge Simpson holding up a picture of cryptids and aliens and stuff and just saying, I think they're neat.
I do.
With
I think
your
that
name
they're
above
neat.
it.
I think that they're really interesting stories. I just don't think that, like, aliens really care about what we, like, they don't care enough to, like, probe our bodies and, like...
That's another thing. That's, like, it's a very human, like, thought process to be like, oh, these people, they're super interested in us. They're studying us all the time, and we're...
That, and it's also uniquely human to, like, look at lesser forms and just automatically try to experiment on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's also true.
Sorry that we have
Let's
gross
not get
practices.
Let's not get into the ethics of experimentation on this episode. We've proved in the past we're not equipped for big questions.
We're not equipped, but boy, am I fired up. No, but, like, it's just, it's silly to me. And the way that I view, like, sentience, like, the next evolution in human sentience is going to go beyond the need for, like, experience. Like, it's closer to, like, self-actualization. So, like, you don't need to harm other entities and beings for the sake of knowledge. You're comfortable where you are. So
do you think it's going to be like in 2001 where you just turn into a giant space baby?
God, I hope so.
That would be fun. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Oh, to be a giant space baby. Is that the episode title? We'll see. So anyway, let's say we get into some alleged UFO encounters and alien encounters. Also, quick side note. Hate the phrase UFO.
Okay.
That just means an object flying that you don't know what it is.
So, like, if you
It doesn't
have
mean
a
alien.
shit understanding of the world, pretty much anything can be a UFO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see a bird and it's like, what was that? It's a UFO. It's aliens. Which, though we do know that the birds aren't real, so.
Yeah, that is... I know that I just talked a big game about... But that one is real.
That one's real. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's real.
No, it's not. Just like the MK Ultra. Like, it used to be a conspiracy theory, but then we learned the CIA actually did all that shit, so... You know.
So, would you like to present the first case, or would you like me to?
I would like you to.
Okay. So, my first case goes a little something like this. Jazz. Okay. So, the first case I'm going to talk about is called the McMillanville Photographs. And so basically, back in the year of our Lord, 1950-something, a woman named Evelyn Trent spotted something flying across the sky, and she called to her husband, whose name I do not have written down, to go grab the camera so they could take pictures. And they took 2 pictures of the object in question. And then they promptly waited because their film roll was not done, was not taken up. Which I love that part of the story. It's like they took 2 pictures of something flying across the sky that they didn't know what it was. But then they were just like, we're not going to get this developed yet. We still have like 3 pictures left on this thing. So they took 3 pictures at, I believe it said, a Mother's Day event. And then they got the film developed. And after they did, they got a couple pictures, which I'm going to attempt to screen share one of them with you. And can you see anything?
Not at the moment. There we go.
There we go.
So that speck in the sky?
Oh, this is a website. Yeah, there's like, so basically both the pictures are, imagine a black and white scene from the Grapes of Wrath, but then in the middle of the sky, there's just like a circle or an oval.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the pictures. So, initially, I don't think they really like told anybody about it or anything, but somehow the local paper found out about it and they're like, hey, can we publish these pictures? And they were just like, okay, sure, I guess so. So then that got published, and then as happens, the Air Force got involved. And I think it was like in 1967, the Air Force did like a big look into UFOs and aliens and determining if UFOs were like actually aliens or not, or if they were just Earth whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they took a look at the photographs as sort of part of that investigation is the word. And the physicist that they had lead the investigation said that he was not convinced that they were a hoax, because he said that the Trents, who were the farmers that took the pictures, seemed genuine about having seen them, and they didn't really they didn't seek out notoriety for him. They just kind of had him. So he wasn't convinced that they were a hoax, but people have kind of posited that they could have fabricated the pictures, because in the pictures there's like some electrical lines above the shape. And the shape almost looks like a rear view mirror from, I don't remember the model, but of like a Ford truck. So they said that could have been what they did, but nobody is for sure. And supposedly the wife, or the farmer Evelyn Trent, had seen shapes in the sky before, but that would have just been the first time that they photographed them. So yeah.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Somebody chucked a hunk of something in the sky.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. It's like it seems likely that they could have just hung a mirror from a line and took a picture of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, is this just going to be us debunking?
I mean, I did look up like debunk theories of both of my cases, so.
Okay. Yeah. Would you mind stop sharing screen? Because it's very strange watching myself speak.
I don't know if I can. There we go.
There we go. There's that beautiful friend
Sorry.
of mine.
So that was my first case in about 5 minutes. So what is your first case, Ryan?
So my first case is the Betty and Barney Hill encounter, I think is what like the official title is.
Yeah.
So basically it was this couple who had gone on a impromptu road trip in September of 1961. And as they were driving at night, they claimed that they hadn't seen a car for miles, and a strange light in the sky seemed to follow them. And then they finally like got home. They lived in Portsmouth. God, I don't remember the state.
Maine, Massachusetts.
Sure. I don't know.
It sounds like a New Englandy name.
And when they got home, like, they just felt off. And, like, they felt like their bodies were messed with and strange. And so eventually what they did is they had sought out counseling because, like, Betty started having, like, very vivid dreams. And Barney had such bad anxiety that he started developing ulcers, like, after this had happened to them. And so, oh my gosh, this is where it gets hinky. They seek out a psychiatrist who is known for hypnotism. And I'm not going to name the psychiatrist because, one, I don't think that it's super relevant. Two, we've proven that hypnotism... The verdict's out on hypnotism as, like, a practice.
Yeah.
So I don't want to, like, people to, like, look into him and being like, oh, he's a proprietor. And they start uncovering, like, that Betty had gone under, like, medical examinations. They start talking about, like, little gray men being in a spaceship. It feels very, like, found memory to me, which was more prominent a couple decades after this had happened. Well, a decade after, I guess. And the psychiatrist was just like, we have to, like, tell people about this. We have to inform the public. So pretty quickly, like, 6 years later, it became a book. And that's where, like, it feels publicity. It doesn't feel very effective.
Yeah, it feels more like somebody was in it for the notoriety.
Yeah. And they called the Air Force and they investigated, and oh my goodness, it begins.
So it begins.
So it begins. They were so good for the first episode, and now they're going to be little goblins. Where was I?
The book had come out.
Yeah, the book had come out, and it got mixed reviews. The book was told in such a way, though, that it kind of, like, set the tone for how you talk about potential encounters. And it kind of became, like, the formula for how people write about them. So that's, it happened early on enough to where it was just...
It sort of set the...
Yes, it set the tone for, like, how we talk about it and how people write about it today, even. And so, like... My biggest issue with it is, like, the recovered memory aspect. Like I had said earlier, that was a pretty common trend in, like, the 80s. So, like, of course, it would have started a few decades before. But yeah, I don't believe it. I don't really know what.
Yeah. It seems like there was a chance for maybe the psychiatrist to kind of lead him on, maybe.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, and maybe it wasn't up to par, so to speak.
Yeah, and, like, they had talked about, and, like, the things that they had talked about that had happened were pretty gross. I mean, like, they talked pretty extensively about the examinations themselves. But it is what we know today is, like, pretty standard what you hear from an abduction. like an abduction in air
Yeah.
quotes. So like the clothes removed, taking samples of hair, nails, skin scrapings, which is a phrase I absolutely hate.
Oh, yeah, it reminds me. Did you ever see that infomercial of the thing that you use on your foot that takes away calluses and it just like peels a layer of skin off?
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining, and I hate it.
And like the book came out and they kind of like began like they kind of became the formula for how you talk about that stuff, but they weren't the first people at that point to have like spotted a UFO or like report an abduction. But it became like it was so wildly publicized, like it shaped a lot of stuff. So like that's kind of why I wanted to talk, because it was very like what we now see as formulaic.
It was the, I don't want to say trendsetter, but maybe like mold setter for encounters.
It for sure was like, it's just how we frame it now. A lot of people say that like an abduction is possible, but they like contribute it to like people. They didn't seem to be like a group of people that did drugs, but if they went away in a hurry.
Yeah, that part seems...
Because they left in a hurry, and they left so quickly that they only had like $70 between the two of them in their pocket. Which back then, like like you could probably get like a hotel room and like have a nice little trip for a weekend getaway. But like the quick leaving and then like not really having a lot of memory, like I don't know what was happening before that, but I don't know a lot of people who just like spontaneous road trips are a thing, but I don't know many people who like leave so quickly they couldn't like stop by a bank or
Have you ever heard of, it reminds me of like this weird thing that happened in Australia where like a family like just randomly started driving and they were convinced that they needed to leave the country, like the mom and dad were. And so like they like made their kids like throw their phones off like the side of the road, and yeah. That's what that kind of reminds me of. I don't know enough about the story to like, there's a name for it, but it's just like basically without having any knowledge of psychological things, it's like you basically have like a stress panic episode where like you become convinced that something's after you.
That's another thing. Like if he had anxiety so bad after that he like had experienced ulcers, like there's a chance that he has a history of anxiety. They also note like his IQ, like he's like an intelligent man, and intelligence and mental illness, there's a correlation. I'm not going to say that like they're connected, but like they're like intelligent people.
There's a correlation.
Yeah, for sure. So it very well could have been like a stress-induced anxiety. And then if like I had a partner and they came home and they're like, hey, we're going now, and like we just left, like it would be some people say that they were abducted, but probably by humans.
And the aliens are just kind of like how they
processed it. Because I mean, people losing time and stuff is like common for people who've experienced traumatic anything. But yeah, I'm gonna chalk this one up to it's probably not aliens.
Yeah, something probably happened, but probably not aliens.
Yeah. Do I wish them well? Yes, 100%. Do I think that it was little gray men? No.
Probably no. Yeah. I would have to agree with you. Okay. So, we've had our first two stories. So, why don't we take a break and go to a fun new segment that Ryan's prepared for us, that we're calling Cameo... Oh no? And you have to say it like that? Like it's a question?
Cameo.
Sure about?
Oh no.
Cameo, no.
All right.
That's probably somebody's probably already has that as a segment name.
Probably. Hi, welcome to Cameo Oh No,
Cameo, no.
a segment of the podcast where Ryan asks Matthew about celebrities, whether they're on Cameo, and if they are, how much does it cost to get a video? So
I'm very
Cameo
excited.
has quickly become one of my favorite, like, mini obsessions. Like, I think that it's really fascinating. I learned about Cameo because my boss got me and my coworker one as, like, a thank you for our hard work. From Oscar Nunez. My boss loves The Office, and it's very funny to me.
Is your boss me in high school? Calling it back.
But my boss absolutely loves The Office, and it has actually made me, like, hold The Office a little bit fonder because I know how much she appreciates it. And Cameo is basically, you're able to, like, reach out to celebrities who are, it's a website, and you can reach out to celebrities and request that they make, like, a little short, probably, like, 30-second to 3-minute video.
Like a Vine length video.
Probably longer, because a Vine is 6 seconds and doesn't quite fit in those parameters I set.
6 seconds.
Yeah.
Seems too short for Vines, but it's also been a minute since I've seen Vines, so.
Yeah, I think that was, like, the
Continue.
whole thing. I think that later on that you could have longer, but I think they started out as, like, 6-second videos.
So more of a Quibi.
More of a what?
Quibi.
There we go. Yes, a Quibi. That very relevant thing that is still around after less than a year. But you can, like, reach out to these celebrities and have them make a video. The video that we got was, like, thanking us for our work. And then he did, like, his weird, not weird, he was a lovely person, and it was very nice getting to see him talk about us. But he did, like, that southern accent from that that one episode.
The murder mystery episode.
Yeah. And it was fun. It was really cute. It was very sweet. It was a very nice gesture, and I really did appreciate it. Like, it made my day really nice. Like, I sent it to several people. I was like, hey, this is kind of funny. Watch this. And so, yeah, it's like a website where you can, like, reach out to celebrities and, like, have them, like, wish your friend happy birthday or whatever. So I have picked a few celebrities, and I'm gonna see first if they are on Cameo or not, and then if they are on Cameo, how much does it cost to get them to say to you, to say thanks to you?
I'm very excited about this.
I hope so. I picked some good ones. So we're gonna start off with, like, the alien theme, and we're gonna go David Duchovny. Is he on Cameo?
I'm gonna say no.
And you would be right. He's not on Cameo. We're starting out with kind of an easy one. He is not on Cameo.
But if he was on Cameo, what do you think he would be set at?
For David Duchovny, I would say that he would probably be closer to $500.
The weird thing is, in my head, I was like $500 seems right. So that's the truth. We're sticking to it.
Yes. Okay, so next up, I'm going to have beloved actor LeVar Burton. Mr. Commander Geordie LaForge himself. Is he on Cameo?
I say yes. He is on Cameo.
He is on Cameo. How much does it cost? How much do you have to pay to get Mr. LeVar Burton?
So, okay. LeVar Burton. I feel like he loves his fans. He wants to be not approachable, that's not the word I'm looking for, accessible. I'm guessing it's on the lower end, but I don't know what that means for Cameo. I have no reference for the pricing, and I'm pretty sure they set their own prices, don't
They
they?
do. That is something that like is the celebrity set their own prices, and so you can kind of see.
Who thinks a lot of themselves?
Yes,
So, I'm gonna say
I will say he's not on the lower end. I will give you that hint. He's not on. He's
that is surprising to me.
yeah.
Okay, so the real question is, do I think LeVar Burton saying words to me would cost more than hypothetically David Duchovny saying words to me?
That's an interesting question.
And I'm gonna say yes. So, final answer, $750.
Nope, you're 300 off. It's $450 for Mr. LeVar Burton,
Oh,
which honestly is a
So-
deal. Okay, so next up we are going to go with Miss Felicia Day. I'm trying to do kind of like a sci-fi-ish theme.
okay.
Is she on Cameo?
I'm gonna say yes. This seems like something Felicia Day would do in a heartbeat.
Felicia Day is on Cameo. How much does it cost for Miss Felicia Day to chat with you?
Okay, so the big question is, does Felicia Day value herself more than LeVar Burton does?
That is
I'm gonna say she does. I'm gonna say 500 because I feel like she is on par with David Duchovny.
it is not 500. It only
Is it more?
Yeah, no.
No?
No, less. Do you want to try and guess again? I would say that she's on the lower range.
180?
Less.
How much?
It only, for Miss Felicia Day to send you a personalized video through Cameo, it only costs $100. Which I think is lovely.
Yeah, that seems fair and reasonable.
Yeah, and I feel like she's a very sweet person. Also, I forgot, because I'm going to bring up another Buffy character, I forgot she was on Buffy. I also didn't realize she was on the Magicians, so that's interesting. But yeah.
She's on Eureka.
And I feel like these celebrities should appreciate because, like, this is free publicity for them. And the four people
It's,
that
it's
listen.
better than free publicity. They're getting paid for it.
Well, I was talking about us
Well, okay,
explaining
here.
that the service is
I get you now.
available.
I'm on the same page now.
Let's see. I don't know if you'll know who this is, but it's funny. Not funny. Like, celebrities need to. It's interesting to me. Do you know who Sarah Paxton is?
Yes, Halloween Town 3, right?
I believe yes.
She's second Marnie.
I think that's the
I
other.
think she had like a
Paxton.
little.
She's been in a lot. I did not realize that.
Was she in a lot of like Disney Channel stuff?
I'm not seeing. Oh, 1999.
Who am I thinking of? Sarah Paxton.
There's a different Paxton sister, but I don't remember.
Bill Paxton
No, I guarantee it wasn't
from
Bill
Twister. R.I.P.
She was in some Disney Channel stuff. She was in Lizzie McGuire for a couple episodes, maybe just one. She was also in Aquamarine in the hit 2006 movie Aquamarine.
Vaguely remember it. No, wait. I'm thinking of H2O.
It's a similar
It's the same movie.
It's a similar concept, I will say. Is she on Cameo? I think I kind of gave it away.
Yes.
Okay. How much do you think it costs for Miss Sarah Paxton to speak with you? She is on the low end.
Okay. So, I'm going to say that Sarah Paxton, star of Twister. Wait, no, that's Bill Paxton. Sarah Paxton costs about $248.
Okay, you're not close, but you got a digit correct in the correct place. Do you want to try again?
140.
Try one more time.
340?
Yeah, $40, and you can get Miss Sarah Paxton to send you a video.
That seems reasonable.
That does seem very reasonable.
See, I was expecting, like, somebody to be like, I don't know, I'm worth $3,000.
Well, I would like to talk about this next one. Justin Timberlake. Is Justin Timberlake on Cameo? We've gone past the
I'm going to assume
sci-fi.
yes.
You're going to say what?
Yes.
No, but a Justin Timberlake impersonator is. How much does the impersonator cost?
25 grand.
No, he is on the lower end, but he costs more than
It should.
several of the celebrities that I
525.
know. Lower end, but more than
330.
lower end, but more than Sarah Paxton.
More than $40? That's more than I would pay for a Justin Timberlake impersonator. 162.
Okay, $80. It costs $80 for a Justin Timberlake impressionist, which is interesting to me. I need to quit saying funny, because this is people's livelihood. Like, this is interesting. Okay. Kind of back in the fantasy sci-fi realm is Mr. Sean Astin.
Oh, that's gonna be one of your top shelf cameo celebrities right there. He's gonna be more than $40. I'm guessing he is on Cameo.
He is on Cameo, yes.
Okay.
And I want to see the threshold now, because I
like the most they can.
like the highest.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick while I think about this.
Okay. Let's take a break for Hydration Station, then we'll come back to Cameo. It's a segment within a segment.
Are we in Inception segments? Buckle up, everybody. This is going to be more buck wild than the time we went to Hydration Station 3 times in an episode. Hydration Station.
Hi, welcome to Hydration Station, the part of the podcast where we determine that we really should take a drink of water and hydrate ourselves.
Okay, and that was Hydration Station.
That was Hydration Station. We did a great job during Hydration Station. Look at us. All right.
Now back to Cameo, no?
Cameo, no.
Hydration Station.
We were talking about Mr. Sean Astin. We learned that he is on Cameo. How much does it cost for Mr. Astin to speak to you?
Okay, I'm going to call upon the heart of the cards. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that Sean Astin costs. This is after Stranger Things season 2.
Yeah.
So that's gonna.
Do you want me to give you like the top cap of celebrities I was able to find, like the most expensive celebrity, so you know like
So I have like a
total
range.
range. The most expensive celebrity is that I saw within a few minutes is Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay.
At $2,500 per video.
$2,500. Okay. Okay. So on the range of Caitlyn Jenner to Sarah Paxton, I think Sean Astin is $925. No.
You got the numbers. All the digits are correct, but not in that order.
All the digits. 952?
No.
No.
That would be such a weird...
529. 592?
No.
259?
Flip the
295.
295 for Mr. Sean Astin.
That seems shockingly low.
So one thing I've noticed that you have to consider is it's not necessarily how much we view the actors, it's how the actors view themselves. Sean Astin seems
Sean
like a pretty
Astin.
nice guy. So they would probably try to make it more accessible to reach the fans that they need.
Okay. He has all that Lord of the Rings money. He doesn't need this money.
Yeah, and I actually, because I looked up, when I saw Felicia Day, I was like, oh, I wonder if, like, the Green brothers are available, because, like, they had, like, a similar bit for a while. The Green brothers are not on, well, Hank is technically on Cameo. He did it for a while, but all of his proceeds, like, went to, like, organizations. It's like, he would donate any money that he made from the personalized videos. Are you there?
Yep. Oh, all of his proceeds.
He would donate all of his
Can you hear
proceeds
me?
to...
Oh,
Yes.
to charity.
Yeah, Hank Green donates all his proceeds to charity. I don't know what other celebrities are doing with it, but he's not available all the time, but I assume that he has times where he does more focused on, like, it's like they do, like, Project for Awesome and stuff like that. I'm sure, like, that's when he's coming on to, like, raise money for different causes that he deems fit. So yeah, Sean Astin is $295. Okay, so I brought this one up to you, so you do know that they are in Cameo. I just want to see if you can remember James Marsters, who played Spike in Buffy and Angel, and he's currently in The Runaways, so you might have seen him in that. I don't know if you watched that.
He is in that. I do. I've seen season 1 of that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So how much does Mr. James Marsters cost? How much does it cost to talk to Mr. James Marsters?
Was it $30?
Up just a little bit.
30, 35? 40? 50?
There we go. Yes, $50. And then let me see the ones that this will be a good one to end it on. I could look for hours on Cameo. I think it's so interesting who's on here. Like, you can have Deadmau5 talk to you. But let's end on, like, a positive, amazing note.
Okay.
Mr. Dule Hill.
Ooh.
Is he on Cameo?
There's no amount of money I would not pay to get a cameo from Dule Hill. But let's see. So, let me think about this. He was in Psych. He was in Holes. He was on The West Wing, I think.
He was.
So those are his 3 main fan bases.
He was also in Suits and Ballers, which have very extensive fan bases, I've learned.
The fact that he was on Ballers kind of makes me sad, but... Suits makes sense because that was USA.
Yes. So on the scale of, which is a weird scale I never thought would exist, Sarah Paxton to Caitlyn Jenner, where does
the Paxton Jenner scale?
Where does Dule Hill land?
My heart says that he is an expensive one, but my gut says he's on the lower end.
He is on the lower end. I will give it's under $500.
Under 500. Dule Hill.
Dule Hill.
Costs to have a cameo made from $135.
He costs a little bit more than that. I'll give you one more guess.
$150.
Okay. We have different concepts of little bit. He costs $349 for him to speak to you. I also, whenever we bring this back, we might, he is a very handsome man.
I know.
We probably should, start looking into the reviews because there are a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure they're all 5 stars.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just hit me with one of Dule's.
Oh, I
Dule
just
Hills.
exited it. Wait, I learned how to fix that. Never mind. Dule, this was pure genius and the perfect gift for my baby girl. She was over the moon and extremely excited with how many times you said, suck it. Thank you so much for making my little girl's day and doing this video in character. Also, thank you so much for your inspiring words and words of wisdom, which are so very important for a teenager to hear. Best of luck to you in your future projects. I am eternally grateful, Kevin.
I just love the idea of Dule Hill, like, giving some heartfelt, like, wisdom and just being a sweet man and then yelling, suck it!
And underneath his, I don't know, I didn't think to look for under other celebrities. It does have like a little flag that says U.S. Hunger Relief Organization. So I wonder if he gives like part or if he does the proceeds for that.
That would make sense.
Yeah, I didn't see that under every celebrity, and I don't remember seeing it. I'm not saying the other celebrities don't have that. I just didn't think to look for it until this moment.
Okay, yeah.
But that was Cammy. Oh no!
Cammy, oh no!
And I look forward to doing that in the future.
Jinx. Yeah, me too. That was great. That was like 30 minutes. So do we even want to do our other two stories?
Or are we just feeling good about... I feel pretty good after the cameo now. I think that was a good...
I feel like doing 30 minutes of aliens is keeping on brand with our ability to talk about cryptids and stuff. So I feel like that's a good place to end the episode.
Yeah.
Sorry about gaslighting you at the beginning, saying there were... Did I say there would be 4?
I think so, but it's fine.
I don't know.
Like 2 people
It's
listen
fine.
to this. It's chill.
We grew as humans in this hour or so.
And honestly, like...
To where
I feel like we learned more about celebrities than we did about aliens, which I feel like is on brand for us.
But really, is there that much more we can learn about aliens?
Not really. Also, we do say at the beginning that we try to be succinct, so like I feel like cutting it in half from what we had planned. That's as succinct as it gets, bud.
I mean, we could always do like a 2-parter.
We
where
could,
The next episode is half aliens, half cameo again.
but we have
I would be
to
down for
switch
that.
it. It has to be cameo then aliens.
Okay, so this is a 2-parter.
This is a 2-parter.
So do we do the normal end then? Or do we just
You know,
hard cut?
maybe not a hard cut, but maybe we'll see you next week. We'll see you next time.
Next week. Yeah, I was about to say don't do next week because that's too many episodes.
We'll see you next time. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
we need to find some.
I don't. It doesn't feel right. I don't like it.
Can you make some like cool alien-y music quickly, or is that too much to ask in such a quick turnaround?
I can just mess with my synthesizer and see what happens.
Would you be up for that?
Sure.
You see, we have agents of the superiors who are going to attack the Earth.
Captain, this is Sullivan. What's the fellow telling? About 45 seconds ago, photonic field around spaceship Alpha 2 came into collision with the asteroid.
No, it seemed to be a drill-shaped thing. Oh. We have secretly erected another great spaceship. We need the plans of your engine to fly.
Well then? Alpha 2 has changed her course by 6 degrees in respect to Vega.
Sorry, I guess it was nothing. Sudden lack of luck at the start.
Notice a common procedure.
We have secretly erected another great spaceship. We need the plans of your engine to fly.
Satellite Luna X-34. Satellite Luna X-34 calling Bravo Zulu 8. Over.
It felt weird just ending, like just having it end.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll